Are we live now, Ryan?
All right, buddy. It says we are live, so let's assume that that is correct. And impromptu show. We are, yep, here we go, bud. Impromptu show here on Canada Day. We are live, so
Just give me
that is correct.
one second.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's amateur hour because it's been a while since we've done all this stuff, but yeah. We're officially live, and I won't expect people to flood to the comments section because we have not done this in a meaningful amount of time. It was May. So we essentially took the entire month of June off from doing any show. Here's Billy. All right, he's back. So we got some people coming in. So, Jeff, welcome back, man. Episode 57, 56 happened all the way back there at the end of May. And we have some stuff to talk about. Maybe we have some stuff that got missed over the past month. And yeah, we got you guys in the chat. We did not advertise this. We are just live. So let's talk about these sponsors because we still have them, right?
On your way, Ryan. Am I doing it?
You go ahead, my friend.
All right. We have Israel Arm Wrestling Club. Check them out at Israel.ca or Israel Arm Wrestling Club on Facebook. Check them out for all your arm wrestling gear, training equipment, weights, gym supplies. We have Western Survivor Beef Jerky, the best beef jerky in the world today. Check them out on Facebook at Western Survivor Beef Jerky or online at westernsurvivor.ca. We also have Misfit Powerlifting and Strength Shops, and we have Insight Arms out of Lloydminster, custom-made, manufactured precision firearms. You want some kick-ass guns, accessories? Check out Harley Green at insightarms.com.
And
I almost forgot. It's been a while.
did you say fueled by Supplement King Portage La Prairie?
And we are fueled by, well, you're fueled by Supplement King Portage La Prairie.
Oh, are you telling me that you might have a conflicting sponsor?
No.
That's kind of what I'm getting from you. And I do love them. They are a great supporter of arm wrestling.
They are so.
In fact, they were getting, I think I might have mentioned this before, but they were actually getting phone calls to their store based on it was either my show or our show or something else I was doing, where I was talking about the King of the Table card, and people were actually phoning the store in Portage asking how to buy the pay-per-view. And they're like, what the hell is this? King of the what? But and I explained it, and it was interesting. So, Jeff, what do you want to talk about, seeing how we're here for the first time in a month?
Well, I'll let you drive the ship. And
well, you've been posting some banners, man. So let's talk about.
Oh, you want to start there?
Let's get right there.
Or do you want to start a month? I don't know what we've all missed. To be honest, man, it's been such a whirlwind of the last 4 months that I have not been engaged a whole lot in what is going on. So it's I have missed a lot. I know we spoke a few times on the phone, but we'll hit a little rewind after we talk about the TAL if you like.
Well, let's start it off. I'm going to actually send a quick message to somebody and see if they want to jump on with us. But you've been posting some banners.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. You got some stuff in the works.
Yeah. So, I'm happy to announce it was, with COVID, obviously there was a lot of uncertainty with everything going on. There was a lot of struggles for everybody, including the TAL. I had to really ponder, what to do. And obviously we made a move out here to BC to, kind of obviously ensure we had good employment. And from there, met some good guys, and obviously hooked up again with Israel Arm Wrestling Club. Another guy who is a former pro IFBB bodybuilder named John Barla, who owns Beckbar Consulting. That guy alone has been single-handedly just amazing, and not only my success. We've been going to the gym every morning. We go 2 times a day, including he's not an arm wrestler, but just his core workouts. I can't begin to tell you how huge it's been. And Jesse Halliday and I are really good friends. Jesse's I mean, I think highly of that guy. And I know when I gripped up with Jesse there a while back, and he just went, "Holy fuck, Jeff, like your fucking hand, like I can't even get my hand around it." And of course I'm not saying I'm out beating Jesse Halliday, because that's just not going to happen. But it was prominent to see how my success has come, and how much I've grew in just my short time here. So, huge thanks to John Barlow and what he's put me through in the last 4 months. It's been massive. I can't wait to see what the next 6 months brings. And so, yeah. So with that, Bentbar Consulting, Israel Arm Wrestling Club, we have TAL 3 coming up in November 27th here in Vancouver, Canada. We have some good matches confirmed. We got Robbie Topi, Paul Passmore, Joel Hudick and Mark McPhail, Luke Kent and Alan Ford. Oh my God, that's going to be a good match. And myself, Jody Williams, Harley Marchant, Brianna Anderson. I'm looking at Sam Popker and Marlon Hicks. Sam Popker's coming regardless. I'm hoping I can have Marlon Hicks take that. I think that would just be an absolute blockbuster of a match. And Jeff Miller, Clayton Faulkner, and who am I missing?
I don't know who you're missing. You were missing the main event that you're trying to put together, but I don't know if you want to talk about that. Somebody in the comment section is asking about it.
The Barboza. Yes, the Barboza Ryan Espy match is still happening. Just to let everybody know, the transition from Alberta to BC to TAL has been, the revenue obviously is not there like it was, last year. So this is a thing that we're basically starting over again from scratch, some different sponsorship and revenue strategies. I think there's a very, very solid path forward with the league. So yes, the match is happening. We're just waiting to hear back from some grants for the Marcio Barboza and Ryan Espy match to headline TAL 3. So once that's confirmed, that'll be announced as well.
I am very much looking forward to that match. And what I can tell you from my end is, yes, I can travel without consequence now as far as my own province goes. And yes, it works with my schedule. So based on those two things, all I need is for you to tell me it's on, Jeff, and I will be there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We should hear back in the next month or so. So, Ezra Lee's been really good in helping me out with this, and he's got a lot of connections with, obviously, with his business, and hit some grants and some government grants and like that. So, there's a lot of positivity coming, and there's a path forward for recovery.
And the second our province lifted, they asked about my little league that I run out here, the UAWL, and I want to mention some stuff about that, because I've been getting, as you probably know, because as soon as you start planning an event, you start getting messages. I have been getting those same messages. So everyone is hungry to compete. They want to do it now. And I will tell you that all the matches that I had planned for the second one are still going to be on.
Nice.
And I am going to come up with a date here shortly and a venue here shortly, which will probably be just outside somewhere or under a picnic shelter, that kind of thing, in case it rains. And there might be a couple other ones, because I know there's a lot of guys from Manitoba or from Manitoba, but travel throughout the province to work and that sort of thing, that have been doing a lot of trash talking to each other. So I might throw together some of those matches just so we can find out for sure what's happening. A couple of them are in the chat right now. So working on those too.
Awesome. No, and I see Jody Williams in the chat. I just want to big shout out to Jody. Listen, man, I got so much respect for that guy. He's just a stud of a human being. Always have, always will. I'm just looking so forward to this whole event. It's already, blowing up. We've got Tim Tallmadge coming up from Arizona. We got, obviously, Jody's going to be there. I'm sure I'll get a bunch of the Jacob Abbott crews up. We got Sam Popker coming, Luke Kent, Christy Finley, Jimmy Finley's coming up from Manitoba. A bunch of Albertans are coming, so it's just going to be, there's going to be another big tournament from people all over the country, North America.
So there'll be a tournament as well.
Oh yeah, full tournament as well. Sorry if I missed that. Full tournament. 154, 176, 198, 220, 220 and over, pro, ams, masters, the whole.
So I think it was Curtis. I think he's asking if the match with me and Marcio are both, were you right or left? But
that was agreed for both hands.
Both hands.
Yeah.
So we're there. We might as well do it. Probably jump in the tournament, but we'll see. I mean, with the caveat, of course, that neither one of us will be 100% after that match. But if we throw our arm on the table and we lose, then we lose. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
And in the last month, we have had, well, let's say about a month ago was the King of the Table event. Then we had the event in Turkey. And everyone's kind of talked about that, unpacked all those things. Is there anything else that has happened in that period of time? I don't
think we talked about the Turkey match at all, did we? I think we talked about King of the Table.
No, we have not talked about the Turkey match. I have talked about it. I've talked about the event. I haven't rewatched it or anything in preparation for this one, but if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. I'm interested to hear your perspective, particularly on the Matt Mask Hermes Gasparini match.
I think everybody knows, especially in the smaller weight classes, that there's no denying how good Europeans are in arm wrestling. I don't think all the way up to the 220 class, if there's anybody really that can they're just on a different level. And you look at Zloty, you look at, WAP and all that. Like, there's just, the competition just far exceeds that of any other region, I guess, whether it's North America or Australia, whatever. I mean, they're just good arm wrestlers. There's no denying that. You can't take anything away from those guys. They're just bad dudes. So it went as I expected it would. I thought if anybody had a real shot, I believe Matt Mask wholeheartedly had. He felt amazing. So I thought he had a good chance. I'm not, I think if Matt would have won, I wouldn't have been surprised. Hermes won. I wasn't really, overly surprised either. I thought that could have went either way, and there was nothing. I was like, oh my goodness. I thought Todd Hutchins might have had outside of Matt Mask. I think Todd Hutchins would have had the best chance. Other than that, I didn't see any of the North Americans taking any matches there.
It was interesting when Herman walked out and you saw the size difference between him and his opponent.
Oh my God, he's huge.
Now, if it was John Brzenk walking out against that guy, I would have been like, okay, that's fine. But it was Herman, who's super talented, but big guy, was massive. But boy, was that guy looked nervous against Herman.
Yeah, when I look at the Matt Mask match, if there's one thing I'd like to see Matt do, I don't know how much more. I mean, the guy is a world-class top roller, one of the best top rollers in the world. I mean, I think he should keep doing what he's doing in terms of training for arm wrestling specific. One of the things I'd like to see him do, if I could give him any advice, is get a gym membership, hire a personal trainer. You have the frame to be an absolutely massive dude. I'd love to see him hit the gym, work on every other aspect, put 2 inches on your lats, put an inch or 2 inches on your biceps, put some mass on your legs, and just really build up that core. I think if Matt did that and really got a personal trainer that really run him through a strict regimen, I think, look out, man. I think that would take him up to just another level of insanity. I don't know, just working on arm wrestling specific stuff, how much more he will gain. I mean, he's always going to get stronger, and I think as he stays more consistent than he was in the last year, he's going to become a lot stronger, of course. But I think that really take him another level, I'd love for him to see him do that.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I don't know if that's possible.
If what's possible?
Well, I think Matt really has to work hard to put on weight.
That's why I said he'd have to hire. I mean, anybody can do it. I think if he just had a person 2-3 times a month to really show him how, and maybe change up his diet or whatever. I'm no professional at it, so I can't talk about it and speak intelligently about it. But just maybe hire a personal trainer or a dietitian or something, just to really focus on putting on a lot more meat in areas that he doesn't have it. His back, your biceps and your legs, and just really get another 20 pounds of solid muscle on his core.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I mean, it's always fun when guys do a transformation and come back, whether it's, I just got a text from Michael Todd. You can't come on. He's at Niagara Falls with the wife. But it's interesting when guys do a transformation and make a comeback in and see how it treats them. But I mean, getting bigger never really hurt anybody.
Well, look at Devin and Michael Todd, right?
I mean, Devin is, he's on another level. And I hope, and I think he knows this, and I think it's his plan, but I hope that he never competes again without being at that level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to see the absolute best from him at all times now. And if that means he only competes twice a year, then so be it. But meaningful matches, that really upset the arm wrestling world. I don't want to see, rematches with, like, let's face it, Matt and Devin pulled 75 times in WAL, and it was the same result every time. Don't necessarily want to see it again unless Matt just starts killing guys. Pull new guys. There's so many other ones out there. And now Devin's a free agent, apparently. So he can do whatever the hell he wants. Are you okay, Jeff?
Yeah, just give me a second. I just got a work email that came in.
And then the other thing is we got the PAL starting to line up their matches again. But one thing I want to talk about a little bit is, have you seen Dave Chafee lately?
No, I don't think I have.
The man looks bigger and in better shape than I have ever seen him before.
Oh, nice.
Like, he's a scary looking individual right now. And everyone's talking about Levon versus Devin, but maybe that's going to work in Dave's favor because Levon could be distracted or something. But I think Dave Chafee is going to beat Levon.
Yeah, I think he's got a very good chance. Another match where Dave beats him, I'm not going to be overly shocked. I think if anybody can do it, it's Dave Chafee. I mean, holy smokes, that guy.
I'm going to say it. I'm calling it right now. Dave Chafee upsets and either sweeps Levon or he loses one match throughout that whole thing.
Did you see that on Facebook?
Dave frequently posts on Instagram, and just the picture of him outside gardening, like his arms look like a goddamn roadmap. He looks like he's ready.
That's awesome. I'm glad he's taking that serious. I think it's going to be a hell of a match.
I don't know if he ever doesn't take it seriously. I think he just sometimes has challenges going up to the event. Mm-hmm. And it looks like he's dialed in perfectly. So if he stays the course, we could be talking about the rematch between Dave Chafee and Devin Larratt pretty soon. Mm-hmm. But the good part is we're going to see if Dave wins, he will just keep progressing and have marquee matchups all the way through the top 8 event. And we'll have a whole bunch of time to talk about stuff and high level. So somebody asked, what if Levon wins 6-0? Then, holy shit, my mind will be blown if he wins 6-0. It would be unbelievable to me that he did that.
Yeah. We'll see. When is it? Did they have a date set, or was that still?
I'll bring it up over on my other screen here. And how about John Brzenk making a comeback?
Yeah, I mean, I hope he's training hard. I haven't seen a whole lot of what he's doing or much on his training. So, I mean, obviously, it's great to see a legend come back in the sport and give it another run. I hope he does really well. And I mean, if he's taking it seriously, I think he will.
Let's check out Igor's page and see if there's any dates on here. I find that European marketing is a whole lot different than North American. It's harder to find stuff out.
Yeah.
Because if I go on Igor's page, his personal page, the first poster I see for the top 8 was from 2019.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for it, even the IFA it's hard to navigate. It's the information isn't distributed very well.
The guitar wrestler. All right. Is there a date set for nationals? It's July of 2022 if you are in Canada. But the date is set.
I think the U.S. just had one of their nationals or an IFA nationals.
One of their many national championships.
Yeah.
The IFA one just happening, and I saw the results of that. Now, didn't somebody have to maybe Jody, if he's in the chat, still can answer this. Don't they have to actually compete at that national to go to their world, or was it still the series of tournaments to continue on? Because Mike Aiello at one point said that he was going to go to the IFA Worlds, but he was absent from the results of the IFA Nationals. Or is it an open free-for-all again this year because of the situation we're in with the pandemic?
Yeah, they did. They had a series of events that they were originally doing. Did that change at some point?
I don't know if it changed. See, that's the thing. I can't make sense of it all in the States. There is something I would like to address because I did comment on it the other day. Simon Burachoa, who never actually was agreed to come on. I tried to get him way back in the Arm Crossfire days. You remember back when I did the interview with Hassan, and then I did the interview with Anders.
Yep.
And we were trying to get to the bottom of the whole WAF versus IFA thing. He was actually on with Uncle John and Gary the other night. And they talked about it, the split. And Simon was actually on the side of, and I don't want to fire up this debate too much again, but he was on the side of WAF. And he made the comment, why wouldn't somebody try to stay in and try to affect change from the inside rather than starting their own organization? And I answered that question, but nobody read it because I guess they didn't want to antagonize their guest who has kind of shied away from these discussions. And my answer was, when the corruption runs so deep and then an organization breaks their own rules, and then when they're questioned on it, they just change the rule, it is impossible to affect change in that situation. You have to cut and run. And that was my answer. What do you think?
Yeah,
I will give you an example of the rule before you answer. One of the rules is WAF has it right in their bylaws that no one shall be in a paid position. Yet they have paid positions. And when I questioned Hassan on that very point, he said, oh, we'll just change the rule. We just haven't changed the rule yet.
I got no comment on it, man.
You got nothing on it?
No, honestly, I don't. I can't. I don't know how. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm in a really, really good place right now, man, and I can't. Fuck.
You don't want to focus on negativity?
Oh my god, I don't know how people live their life just full of fucking drama and fucking constant. Just got to be fucking dicks and fucking. I mean,
well, it's not necessarily negative to unpack.
It's fucking negative. The whole situation is negative. The bickering, the bantering, the fucking just people in general that just live their life like that. It's just fucking mind blowing to me. I don't even care about it. Mr. Leo asked in the chat about the TAL3 card. Yes, there's a TL3 card. Ryan, do you have the banners there?
I do. But Leo, I suggest you just back up this video and watch from the start.
Yeah, you can certainly
And
do
we
that.
have talked about all the matches that have been scheduled for that already. And more to come, I assume, right? Depending on economics and all that sort of stuff.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking, I mean, just to touch on that, we're looking to headline it with Ryan and Marcio.
So
in Vancouver, Canada. That'll be awesome. I can't wait to do it here in Vancouver. It's such a beautiful place. So many awesome venues here.
So I'm planning a bit of a tour, right? So it'll kick off probably in Vancouver. And then my goal is to make it over to across the pond very shortly after that. And that's being worked on. But I applaud the promoter for not making a huge amount of announcements before it's for sure that travel will be accepted. Nothing? You're looking at Billy's super chat, aren't you?
Oh, I don't see nothing from Billy yet.
Devin's Green Hoodie says, Ryan, how do you think the Fatal 4-Way event will go?
You want my prediction on that one?
Yeah. But first, Billy Berg says, LOL, this is for you, Jeff. Coffee on me. $2. Super chat.
Oh, thanks, Billy. I don't drink coffee, but my wife will really enjoy that.
Okay, there you go.
Thanks, Billy.
I'll go buy a $2 gift card from Tim's and send it out to you. Your opinion on the Fatal 4-Way?
I think Chance is going to win that. I really do.
Remind me of the competitors.
Mike Aiello, Chance Shaw, Don Underwood, and Chance, Mike, Don. Who's the fourth? In the chat, guys, in the chat. Who's the fourth guy? Oh, give me a sec.
I'm going to find it right now. Now.
Oh, Jordan Sill.
Okay. Do we know the opening matches?
I don't think that's been announced yet. I don't know if they're going to do a random type draw at the time of or what they're doing. I don't know if they have.
I actually really enjoyed Chance's interview with Cressy the other day. They did a good job. Yeah, here's the 4-way round robin. If round robin, here's the one thing. So I don't think any of these guys are known for being very high in endurance.
Is it true that Chance Shaw is 300 pounds?
I don't know.
I seen that there was a thing on Facebook that he posted the other day that he jumped on a scale and it was 301 pounds or something like that.
Hey, Jeff, I think this might be something you want to address.
What's that?
Sean Russell sent a $10 super chat. And he said, how do you feel about promoters taking money but never holding events?
Yeah, what's that?
Don't know.
Who does that?
Sean, you're going to have to clarify.
I don't think anybody's been having events over the last, 2 years because of COVID. So I'm not too sure where he's going with that.
No. Anyway, thank you, Sean, for the super chat. And you have, if I don't know what it is, but we're talking about an event you have scheduled that will happen, even if it's got to be all Canadians.
Who, my event?
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that this. I talked to a few of these guys about fucking the borders opening up, and if they're willing to do the vaccination, some are vaccinated, some are not. So I think July 15th or something, I think the federal borders are opening up if you're fully vaccinated. So we'll see what November brings. I can't predict nothing. We're still in a semi-COVID world. Who knows? They're talking about all these variants. We can only go day by day. So
yeah, well, I think we're going to be okay by then. In fact, I would bet on it. Here we go, though. We got this event. Stephen Grant has said it's Mike versus Don, and then it's Chance versus Jordan.
Oh, wow. Man.
So I'm going to say that, yeah, I agree with you. I think Chance Shaw will win. I think, well, it's for me. It's
I mean, good on Paul Italia for doing this. I think that's a really good four-way. I think
Mike Aiello is going to beat Don, but he will feel that going forward. Anyway, they all pull each other twice. I think Chance's style probably is the most efficient, and he wins. I don't know. Jordan, for me, is a complete unknown because he comes in sometimes and looks like he is unbeatable. And then other times he looks not quite there. You know what I'm saying? He's inconsistent. You never know which guy's going to show up. If it's the guy that showed up at the last TAL event, he could win the whole damn thing.
Yeah, he is. He is fairly up and down, that's for sure. So, yeah, it's.
And that event is only 9 days away.
Yeah.
And also on that card, we got Russ Schrader versus Eric Gerlach. And then a tournament. So, right on. Looks like a solid event. Joe Fox with a $6.99 super chat says, I want a match at TAL 3. I am calling out Justin Bishop for the 198 right arm belt. I will bring the belt back to Canada. How do you respond, president of the TAL?
Yeah, we're working on it. It all comes down to I mean, like I said before, it all comes down to money. Like, running a league.
Is Justin Bishop a guy that is willing to get a vaccine? Because that might be the thing that allows you to come.
That was my next thing. He might be the hardest one to get a vaccine, to get him jabbed. So we'll have to see. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, if you don't run a league and you don't, you guys don't most guys don't understand. I mean, there's so many costs. I mean, this COVID has been. I mean, it kicked so many people's ass. It kicked my ass. I mean, I'll just be completely transparent, man. There were some very uncertain times. I've never been in this position. Last year, when they went down for the second time, my wife lost her job. I had my hours and my salary cut back by 50%. I couldn't do any of my outfitting because the borders were closed, so I couldn't fall back on my hunting. I lost nearly $200,000 in revenue over the last 2 years. So the whole thing was very scary. We were in a position in the border, like we got to make a decision here. Like eventually, my division of my job, I was laid off as well. They shut the whole division down. They just didn't want to keep it going. So here I am for the first time in my life looking for a job, and I'm applying for work, and I did not get one phone call back in Alberta. Like I couldn't even believe it. It was scary. We were in a position where, what are we going to do? Like, how much more can we float on anything that we have in savings? So, here we are. A guy from BC calls me up and offers me a really, really lucrative job, and we're not forced, but we made a decision for the betterment of the family to move to BC and reinvent the league. It's the whole thing is just so much that goes planning and structure that goes into these leagues, and to kind of parallel that with your lifestyle.
So you kind of sound like a politician, because Joe Fox asked a question and you're not really giving him an answer.
This had nothing to do with Joe Fox. I was going on about something before. This had nothing to do with Joe. I talk to Joe regularly. The match with Justin Bishop is that one. I reached out to Justin. I'm just waiting to hear back. But okay. I mean, Justin's going to come with a fairly hefty price tag too. So it's
and then somebody said
lots to try to navigate.
Ryan versus Cody Lefty match. I will pull Cody Merritt in 2022, and that will be a super match. We have committed it to a certain promoter, and it is important for me that I stick to that commitment. But Cody and I will settle it in 2022. And when I say settle it, I mean whoever wins will, if I win, I'm sure I'll come back to Canada, and then Cody will go to another tournament and he'll suddenly be ranked ahead of me. So it is what it is. Cody and I have pulled a lot. We'll do it again. I like arm wrestling with Cody. He's a good brother, and we will do it again and again. And we may run into each other at tournaments throughout the next year too. Because once it opens back up, I think everyone's going to be going and arm wrestling everywhere.
Yeah, I think. The U.S. has been open for some time now. They're doing a lot.
And the difference is now, I hesitate to say this because I don't want to come across as insensitive to a lot of people that really suffered throughout this entire thing, but I did pretty well in the last year. So travel to some of these places is a bit more of a possibility. And seeing how we were so restricted, I think that I'm willing to spend a lot more money to go around and do a lot more things, which may include a trip to Australia, even perhaps for that event, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Good for you, Ryan. I know that was
Devin's Green Hoodie says, Ryan, you need to contact Devin Larratt for a left arm super match. How do you think it would go given your current shape? I still think I win that match, and I think that I'm stronger than ever right now. And people have contacted Devin. He is not showing any interest in taking that match. Grippler went so far as to start a GoFundMe for it, and it was taken down. Devin, the only thing he said is he is on a break. So Devin will pull when Devin wants to pull. He'll pull against who he sees as the next level. Unfortunately, he doesn't see me as that guy. So, but there is a lot of question there. I don't think anyone in Canada has anything for me except him. And I would like to figure that out. How can I say it better than that?
Yeah. I think you're going to see Devin over in Europe doing some stuff. It'll be.
They're talking November, and Larry's planning this next event. So King of the Table 2 is coming up. They said November-ish, and they're talking about some big things.
Cool.
And who doesn't want to go to Dubai? In the next month, you're going to see some crazy changes with me, and it's all going to be geared towards competing in November.
Come to Vancouver.
Or quite a bit sooner than November.
Oh, it's good to see. I'm glad we're opening up. I'm glad things are starting to be scheduled. I know there's some tournaments going on out in Alberta too. That's awesome. I think our provincials are starting to be announced. I think Alberta is having their provincials in October. BC, we're having ours in October. So that's all. It's all. There's a lot of positivity.
Yeah, Manitoba as well. I believe we're planning something. The guys in charge are planning something for the fall for a provincial championship. As soon as we're able to do so. So it's going to be awesome once the world returns to the new normal. And BC there's no more masks as of
Today.
Holy man.
I went into a store today for the first time in fucking a year without a mask today.
It's just gone. The mask mandate is gone.
Gone in Alberta and BC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully that wave just keeps going across Canada and we can get back to some stuff that makes sense. But I did go get both my vaccination shots. I had a lot of crazy comments like, how do you feel about taking years off your life so you could travel? Well, that's a little bit presumptuous. That's as presumptuous as the people they're accusing of, giving us untested viruses or untested vaccines that will harm us in some way. So both sides are a little bit asinine in certain things they say, but I feel fine and time will tell.
We'll see if you turn into a zombie.
You know how you get every arm wrestler to take the vaccine? You convince them that somehow it will act like a performance enhancing drug and give them 10 to 20% strength increase.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I've been pondering the decision too. I'm ready to. I'd like to. Jacob Abbott is literally an hour from me. Team Strong Arms in Washington. It's hard not to go to their practices every Tuesday night. So I really want to get down there and train with Jacob Abbott. I think that'd be so awesome. So I don't know. I might just go fucking get it done too, just so I can travel.
I'm starting practices next week. Not next week. The week of. And don't everybody start messaging me because it's going to be a small one to start. So the week of following the 10th of July, we're going to have practices back here at my place, probably outside in the driveway like we were. But it's going to be, we haven't picked a night, but we're going to do it. And it's going to be starting small and yeah.
Awesome.
Or we can do it in the schoolyard and 25 people can show up. I don't care.
Well, I can't wait to see the UAL get going again. Some good super matches there, and lots going on. So
right on. Well, my friend, are we wrapped for today? Is this a good one? Eh?
I said, cool. I think that's
a good place to call the show, seeing how we haven't done anything for a month. I just got asked a question, what's my record with Travis? If you break down individual matches, I think it's like, well, let's just say that I don't think I've ever, the closest I came to beating Travis was the last WAL, where I had him right over at the pin every time we started, and he pushed me off the pad. But other than that, Travis has a dramatically winning record against me. What can I say? Travis was the man and could be again, but not at the moment.
Cool, Ryan.
Have a great day, everybody. And Billy Berg, yes, I will come out. Send me the invite. I'll come out and pull with you guys, you crazy super spreaders that have been doing this all the way through the pandemic. Let me know.
All right, Ryan. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Hopefully it won't be a month before we do our next one.
Let's do it next week.